Hi, Amy with Fashion Toppings here. Today I'm going to go ahead and refashion this old sweatshirt. Now on the other side of the sweatshirt I have a logo that says Marsha Dimes 1997-98. It's a pretty old sweatshirt, but it's in great condition. I love Sex and the City, the show Sex and the City, and Carrie Bradshaw in one of the episodes wore the sweatshirt with the entire neckline cut out. And it was pretty revealing. It was way down to here, kind of like the old Flashdance days. But I'm going to try to mirror something similar to that, but a little bit more on the conservative side. I like to have control over where stuff is going to land on my shoulders. So I'm going to do kind of what she did, but with a few tweaks here and there. First thing I'm going to do, I have my scissors. I'm going to cut my shoulders right above the seam of my armhole. So you have your nice seam all the way around your arms. I'm not going to cut into that. I'm just going to take the shoulder seam out. So I'm going to make a little snip. Okay, just to get started, make a little snip. And I'm going to cut all the way around the sweatshirt, close to the neckline, all the way, cut over in front here, all the way over to this shoulder seam at the same point without cutting into my arm hem. Oops. Now that's really revealing right there. Nice thing about a dress form is I can hold it up with pins. Now, continuing with my cut line, I'm going to also do the back, close to my neckline, and back over to where I started from. And I can remove the entire neckline. So as you can see, this would be really revealing because here's my arm right here. I cut all the way across. And I kind of like the way it drapes and the way it hangs just like this, but obviously something needs to hold it up. So I went through my scrap bins of material. I have 4 strips of pink and I have 4 strips of the gray. And they are 2.5 inches wide. Now as far as the length, that's going to be depending on your shoulder length, because what we're going to be doing is making straps. So however long you want your straps to be is how long your strips are going to be. Mine are a little long because, like I said, these are scrap material that I had, so I'll be cutting them down. So what you need to do is have right sides of the fabric facing together. Now I have 2 pieces of pink. As you can see, I have 2 pieces of pink put together, and I'm going to pin them like I did here, all the way down both sides. And then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to do a straight stitch, or you can do a zigzag, whichever one you want, it matters how much it's going to be stretching. I'm going to do a straight stitch all the way down both sides, leaving my ends open, so that I have a tube enclosure, kind of like what we do for most straps. Once I do my straight stitch down both sides, I'm going to turn it inside right. Now I'm going to do that for all of my strips. So I'll take my gray ones, and I'll do the same thing. Now I'm going to end up, I have 4 pieces of gray, I have 4 pieces of pink. I'm going to end up with 2, after I do my sewing, I'll end up with 2 straps of gray and 2 straps of pink. Pink for each side, gray for each side. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine, I'm going to get my straps sewn up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I sewed my straps. And what I did to give them a finished look, I did my down the sides, like I told you, turned it inside right, but then I went back and I used I used gray thread so you can see what I did. I did a top stitch. See how I got a nice line going down? That's on the right side of my fabric. So I had already made my straps, like I showed you. Fabric on the right side's on the inside. You're looking at the wrong side. You sewed down both sides. Then you rolled it inside right. So we're looking at the right side of the material. I ironed it and then went back to the sewing machine and put a straight stitch all the way down. And I did it in a gray so you could see it. That helps it lay flat. So like when we wash it, we're always gonna have nice flat straps. And I did it to both. Did use gray thread for both. So normally I would have done matching thread, but I did this so that you could see it. Next, we're gonna place our straps onto our sweatshirt. And what you're gonna wanna do is, you can do it while you're wearing your sweatshirt, but my dress form is my size. So I laid the straps where I want them so that in a direction that they are gonna lay nice and flat. So I put my pink one on, and then I put my gray one right at my shoulder sleeve, right here. So I pinned them into place, and as you can see, I pinned slightly below the border of my sweatshirt, because what I like about knits is that they'll roll, especially after you wash them, they'll start to roll up. So I don't want to sew right on my edge. I'm going down a little bit because I want to have that roll after I wash it. I want it to roll up a little bit, give it kind of a little bit more of a grungy look. Actually, I'm gonna put my other straps on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do this to the other side. So I'm going to, this material is gonna be cut off because like I used scraps. So I wasn't sure how long I wanted my straps, so I just made them long. I'll try it on and make sure that everything's symmetrical. And then this one goes right on my shoulder sleeve of my sweatshirt. So my stitch is actually gonna be about, almost a ½ inch down from my border here. Okay, so you can kind of envision where I'm going here. My arms are gonna be bare, my shoulders are gonna be covered by the straps, and then I'll have a grungy little sweatshirt that's gonna be cute, comfy, and casual. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this to the sewing machine, then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Here's the finished sweatshirt. Something casual, something fun. I actually cut the cuffs off the sleeves. I hope you like it. I'm gonna take a few pictures. Just something really easy. If you have a sweatshirt that has an old, you know, torn up or rugged neckline and you don't want to throw the sweatshirt away, cut it off, put some straps on. I like how the straps droop down below. Also, you know, in our house, you know, being football fans, you can actually take the colors from your football team and have the coordinating stripes to match. So you can make yourself a trendy little fan sweatshirt for your favorite football teams. I hope you enjoyed this project. It's something easy, quick, and using old scrap material. This is Amy with Fashion Toppings. Until next time.